Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 2 of Zebu Nation Plays Endless Space, or Endless Space 2 with Zebu Nation. I don't remember exactly how I introduced this game, but I'll go back and watch it at some point. Anyway, we're back playing this game. It is Endless Space 2, no longer the beta. It is the official released game. And when last we left off, we were playing as the United Empire, and we're going to continue that save. So we got cool stuff going on. Let's end this turn and get ready for the next turn. Let me start my timer. There we go. 30 minutes on the clock. First, what is that? What is that from? That's from a Family Feud, right? Put like 15 seconds on the clock. Name something you do with your elbow. I don't know. Let's move our ships. Yeah. Alright, I'm getting used to the controls again. So here we go. We've reached Gemini with our colony ship. So I believe there's only one planet we can colonize. So we'll go down here and hit the colony button. So we have, yes, only one planet available of the 4 in this system. It is Gemini 2, a tiny ocean planet. It is colonizable. It's got a little bit of food, less production, less gold, less science, no influence. So it's not the greatest colony you've ever seen in your life, but it is a colony nonetheless. It has... Ooh. This is new. Cool. So this is what our ocean world looks like. Neato, burrito. So there we go. There's our outpost. We're building a colony here. It'll take us 24 turns to build this colony. So we're currently building things very, very slowly. But it is an ocean world, so it's rich in life and oxygen and atmosphere. The ocean planet teems with possibility. There are innumerable sources of food in this planet, and animals of the oceanic biosphere, and tides and waves provide a steady source of energy. So that's good, very good planet. It is temperate, so it offers conditions that are comfortable for the majority of species in the galaxy. On these planets, a broad range of activities can usually flourish. It is fertile, rich with life of many varieties. Fertile planets offer plenty of sustenance. Dust reserves, however, are generally low as the biosphere is distributed any concentrated pockets into trace amounts across the entire world. It has 2 anomalies, a life form and a subterranean anomaly of some sort, so we'll have to scan those eventually. There are plenty of anomalies in this world. It also has a titanium deposit, so it gives us 3 titanium per turn, I guess. I believe that's how it works. 3 titanium per turn from this outpost, so that'll be cool. I don't think we get that until we turn into a full colony, though, so it's going to take us 24 turns before we get those resources. So we're going to have to find those resources other ways until that comes into effect. So there we go. We've started our first colony down there on Gemini 2. Other than that, not much going on. One more turn until Plasma Metallurgy. Plasma Metallurgy. Say that once. Until that comes online. Let's take a look at these old boys. We still can't do anything with them. So let's just end the turn and keep going. I'm watching somebody stream Hitman right now. It's a pretty fun game to watch. Alright, so let's move our ships along. So we've discovered a new system up here. Gikra. Gikra 1, large steppes, inhospitable, unknown life form. Gikra 2, large Arctic, also inhospitable currently. And that's it. 2 systems, 2 planets in the system, but we do have an anomaly we can scan. So let's scan our first anomaly. Fire off the probe. So there we go. Expedition successful on Gikra 1. Your analysis of the life form on planet Gikra 1 was successful. Ooh, this is a good one. The deciduous trees resource deposit. and +5 deciduous trees. So these are luxury resources, and what you can do with these is you can use these to upgrade your colonies. So we definitely want to get a colony here so we can get these deciduous trees, because this will help us get gold and popularity. So it'll make our populations happy, and it will help us make money, or dust, as they call it. So that was a good exercise there. But that's the end of that branch, so there's no other ships there. And we can't colonize those planets right away. Oh, our probe discovered this system over here, so let's take a look at this. NIS. NIS-1 is a medium Arctic inhospitable with 1 curiosity. NIS-2 is a large barren planet, also inhospitable. Very good science on NIS-2, so eventually we'll be able to colonize there. Ooh, what kind of star is that? That is a... These stars have a heart, so that's like a dwarf, a white dwarf or something. Tiny little star there. Not good for colonizing, but you know what? It's good for other things. Alright, so does this guy have any moves left? Yep. He can move back to the system. So currently, with our current engines that we have to travel along these gravity lines. But eventually you'll get engines that will allow you to travel freely between star systems, and so you'll just be able to take the closest path from one system to the next. Alright, so that's it for that. Let's check out our symbols here. New luxury resource, discover the deciduous trees. You can use to upgrade your systems in the economy screen. So once we get a hold of that luxury item, we'll be able to upgrade our colonies, but you need a certain amount of it. I think it's like 25 to upgrade the first colony, something like that. So it'll take us a while to reach that. And then here we go. We completed plasma metallurgy. Plasma metallurgy. I'll be able to say that properly at some point, but good news, I'll probably never have to say that again. So under carefully controlled conditions, the application of extremely high currents through molten metallics can produce metal plasmas. Aside from being fascinating to plasma physicists, these substances underpin some engineering marvels. So this research allows us to now build the interplanetary transport network, which is will improve our production on various planets. And we can also now capture Hyperium, which is another resource that we can use. Now, Hyperium and Titanium are military resources, so we can use them to upgrade our weapons and our ships and things like that. So since we like to focus on military, that's good stuff. Oh, this is an improvement. Thank you, developers, for this improvement. So before, what would happen is you would complete a screen here. You'd complete a science, and then you'd have to back out of this screen and go into the science screen and pick a new technology. We can still do that if we want to look at the whole science tree, but this also suggests some new science that we can research based on this research that we just completed. So we could get a new military research, which would give us bunkers, chain gang program. Doesn't sound like fun. But we can convert 1 population into 300 military strength. So that's cool. And then impervious bunkers allows you to have more military strength capacity per planet. So that's how, if we'd taken that other objective of getting 800 military forces, we could use these bunkers to increase our capacity so that we could reach that number, and then we could use the chain gang to enslave our population and turn them into soldiers, I guess. But I don't think we're gonna do that. So xenobiology, this might be something good. The other thing that these technologies do, which is funny, is they provide boosts to different political parties. So for example, if I If I research this military technology, it boosts the military political party. We haven't done any politics yet. We'll get into that pretty soon. There should be an election cycle coming up shortly. Or the xenobiology will impact the ecologist party, more ecologist party, or in the pacifist party. So maybe if we had more pacifists in our government, we'd be able to entice that other alien race, that pacifist alien race that we discovered, to come and join our empire. I kind of like multi-thread management. It lets us build the intergalactic supermarket, which is a really cool improvement that gives you a lot of dust off the star, and it lets you do the accelerated production, which lets you substitute production costs for, no, the other way around. It lets you substitute dust for production costs. So if something's going to cost you like, 160 production over 5 turns, instead you could spend like 400 dust and get it in 1 turn, something like that. However that math works out. I never sat down and tried to figure out the math of that. The other thing is planetary landscaping. That would get us more food. Xenobiology would let us colonize a tundra planet. So do we have any tundra planets around that we could colonize? Picture is toxic. That's no good. Arctic. Does Arctic count as tundra? I don't know. I think it might, but maybe not. Maybe it has to say the exact same. Let's see, it just says Arctic medium cold. Planetary colonization. Colonize tundra. So tundra must be separate than Arctic. So it'll increase what you have to research. We got barren. I don't remember seeing any tundra planets, so that might not be what we want to do. Oh, I canceled out of that. Alright, so I have to go to the science screen anyway. We didn't use that feature, but it was a helpful feature. Rare earth foams grant us another support module. The debris analyzer, that's new. Colonize Mediterranean. Xenobiology, there's the one they suggested. And also, since these are level 1 technologies, they unlock future technologies, so that's good. We have off-world agribusiness, right? Yep. So that allows us to have treaties. Adaptive bureaucracy, +10 happiness, +5. Colonize barren. So there we go. We've got some barren planets out there we could colonize. So if we get the adaptive bureaucracy technology, that would help our pacifist movement. So that's good, I guess. And it would help us get more influence, more happiness. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll go with adaptive bureaucracies and work towards colonizing some more planets. So there we go. Science is tough. Don't let anybody tell you science is easy. Okay, so there's a system out here, the Dobrynia system, which has no lines. It's the Dobrynia 1 is a large gas planet. Dobrynia 2, tiny boreal planet, is colonizable. What are those? Dobrynia 3 is a small Arctic, inhospitable. Dobrynia 4, huge Arctic, inhospitable. Dobrynia 5, small ice planet, inhospitable. So that's a pretty cool system. I wanted to go back to Dobrynia 2. Can I see that planet again, please? It had like weird globes on it. What was that all about? Tunneled slipgates anomaly. Natural anomaly whose probable existence is less than 0. This series of natural quantum-linked transport gates creates tunnels from the planet's surface to various points in the star system. This piece of space-time is full of bridges, shortcuts, and holes, allowing rapid transport throughout the system. Weird, man. That's weird. Low gravity. So this is a cool system. I would very much like to visit this system, but I currently cannot. Because as you can see, there are no gravity lines between our system and that system. So that means our current engine capacity can't reach that star system. So we have to wait until we develop, I think they call it warp drive, you know, to not use a Star Trek IP, but yeah, we need to develop that new drive system before we can travel freely between planets and systems and stuff like that. So that's going to wait for a little while. Nothing else going on this turn, so we will end the turn and continue. Our little empire is growing to research a bunch of new anomalies and stuff like that. And hopefully we can move our storyline along. Find those rebels. Okay, not much happened there. Alright, so here's something new. Here we got a little trade caravan here. You see this? So they're bringing 25 food cargo from our main system and sending it out to our colony. So these are a little mechanic, these little ships. They're like a trade route in Civilization or something like that. These can be intercepted by pirates or other factions. So you've got to kind of keep these lines of trade safe if you want to, you know, continue to have healthy and happy colonies. So that's another little mechanic. And speaking of colonies, let's take a look at old Gemini 2 here. We're still an outpost. We're still 22 turns away. So I don't think there's anything we can do to speed that up. Nope. So we're just going to have to wait. Oh, that's... We've got some Hyperium now. Where are we getting our Hyperium from? I was looking at our resources here. We have 6 titanium and 3 Hyperium. So let's take a look. There's our Hyperium there on Pictor 2. We also have more deciduous trees. Yeah. So as soon as we get that research for the deciduous trees, we'll start gathering that resource as well. So that's cool. And then I guess we're already getting the titanium from Gemini. So we're starting to stockpile some resources. That's good news. Let's end the turn and keep on rolling. We still have this hidden rebel stuff we got to figure out. We got to keep scanning and make that happen. So let's move our fleets. So we need to scan 9 more. I think if we go to Pegasus, Mira, and then back to Pictor, that could be the 9 we need. But let's look at some other stuff here. Dmitry Lenko has gained enough experience. Okay, so there's our hero who's not doing much at the moment, just kind of sitting at home doing his thing. He has... Oops. I just unassigned him. I'm going to reassign him to our colony here. Confirm that and inspect here. Take a look at old Dmitry, and he has 1 skill point available. So each hero has this sort of 3-tiered skill tree, if you will. It's got 3 different segments, and each segment has 4 different levels to it. So on the first skill tree here, you've got your counselor skill, which is, you know, what type of hero you are. So he's a counselor. So he can either increase the dust on a system, or he can, you know, increase the damage if he's assigned to a fleet. He's not assigned to a fleet, so we probably will do the dust one. But they also have some. They also have 2 other sections here. This is your generic hero skills. So he can add 1 production and 1 food, or he can gain some experience and vision on a fleet. He's not assigned to a fleet, so it doesn't matter. And then these skills are your empire-specific skills. So if you were a different race, you'd have different racial skills, I guess. And he can either add +5 shields to the fleet that he's on, or he can add +1 influence to a system. These are all good things, but I think I'm going to add my point. Well, do I want more influence? I do want more influence, if I'm honest with you. I think the dust can wait. We don't have any kind of dust emergencies right now, so I'm going to add this point onto this skill here, Rousing Orator, adept at energizing large crowds during mass rallies through provocative slogans and emotionally resonant arguments. The hero can shape and harness public opinion. So at level 1, which is what he's at, you get +1 influence per population on planets. Alright, so we'll apply that skill, close him out. Close that out. So let's take a look at Pictor. How much population do we have? So we don't have a lot of population going on. We only have 1, 2, 3 population. So he'll only give us a +3 in influence. But hey, it's better than nothing, right? Alright, so let's get rid of that guy. We're done with that. And now we're looking at production. We've built the drone network. Up next is cerebral reality. So there we go. See, that's the problem with having only one colony right now, is we only have one place that can build things. So until this other colony gets built, we're going to be building things one at a time. Alright, so take our scout ship, move him along. Let's try to talk to these dudes again. So there we go, we've got some influence now over the Harishams. Let's give them a praise. You can see our influence is growing here. +3 per turn. Right? Yep. I think that's just one turn. So +3, we're currently at 20. We can raise it up even more. So that moves us up to +5 per turn. So that's cool. So it's going to be a long haul before we get these guys, but, you know, we're going to be good neighbors. We're going to be nice to them. We're going to tell them all kinds of nice things, because we want our farmer people to join the Empire peacefully. Or maybe we can do... Oh, here we go. Diplomatic relations has changed with the Harishams. Previous relation neutral. We're now cordial with them. Look at the little happy bear thing there. That's kind of funny. This minor civilization, we provide you with a limited portion of their resources. Hey, all right. Cool beans, buddies. We're starting to be pals. I like it. I like it. So there we go. Let's move our ships along. And our scout has reached Pegasus. So let's take a look at old Pegasus. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 anomalies here. There's a curiosity. Let's scan this curiosity here on Pegasus 2. Ooh, expedition successful. What is this? We found some exiles. Your analysis of the signal on planet Pegasus 2 was successful. Plusos population. This nation, a scientific splinter of the Harmony, seek greater knowledge of dust in order to better understand the galaxy and seek the core. +5 science on anomalies. +1 production. They are industrialists by political persuasion, so that's cool. So do we have a new population? Where would I see that? Where would I see that? Yeah, I haven't really gone through this stuff on the sideline here, but this little box here shows all of our stuff here. We have 12 titanium, we have 9 hyperium. We don't have any of these other resources yet. We have So we would need 293 influence to buy out our next scientific technology, which is adaptive bureaucracies, which we don't have. We currently only have 45. We're gaining 14 per turn. We have 401 manpower, which is our military strength. We're gaining 62 per turn. So maybe I should have taken that 800, get there sooner than I thought. We have 221 dust. We're gaining 19 per turn, which is a little slim, if I'm honest. So we're going to need to up our dust production a little bit. And then we have all these buttons up top here. We have the first button, which is our systems management. Shows us our different outposts. Empire traits. List of traits of your empire. Hisho citizens. Expansionists. Patriots. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, we have that one Hisho as our citizen, so we already have a different race in there. So that gives us +1 Hisho on our home system. So that's cool, I guess. Let's see, anything else here? Just shows our systems. There's our hero Dimitri hanging out there on Pictor. Victory conditions. We're not really heading toward any particular victory at this moment. We're nowhere near the wonder victory. Score victory is very low. Supremacy, which is military victory, we've already got 622, which is decent for this amount, this time of the game. Anyway, that's fine. So this is just our empire and our different systems and stuff like that. Cool beans. Then the next one over here is our politics, which we have not looked at yet because there hasn't been an election. But we currently have industrialists are the major political party here. We have 4 total representatives. We're a representative government here, a representative federation. I suppose, yeah, over here is our government here, a federation. Federation does not waste time on individual populations' desires. Rather, they gather the governors of systems to decide the political fate of the empire. Of course, influential governors carry more weight in the outcome. So that's our representative form of government, is the local systems represent or elect a governor, and then that governor votes in our Senate. So there you go. So we have 3 industrialists and 1 militarist in our representative government, and of course we are the emperor. So I don't know where that fits into this form of government, but you know, we have some influence as well. Our current only enacted law is Dust Windfall, which gives plus 10% of industry spent for any construction is converted into dust at the end. So that's a very cool law to start off with. I don't know what kind of law could do that. Maybe it's like, you know, sort of a pseudo-environmental law where like you have to produce X amount. You know, you have to have your production has to be so, what's the word I'm thinking of? Efficient. It has to be so efficient that you pull dust out of the materials that you build, and you have to pull a certain amount out of it. I don't know, something like that. I'm trying to figure out how a law could create dust or money. I guess maybe just tax, like it's a value-added tax. Maybe that's what it is. Everything you build, you got to give us dust. So there you go. We could enact a second law here. The Super Tax Act. +3 dust per person per population on planet, but -1 happiness per population. Don't need to do that yet. There's no reason for us to go all in on that. Larger hosts bill gives us +20% manpower capacity and +10% food to manpower. If we were in some kind of war or something like that, that might be cool, but we don't really need the manpower right now, because you use the manpower to man your defenses and your ships and your armies and all that stuff, but we don't really have much of that, so we don't really need it. Toys for Boys decree. Primarily a way to turn technology and science development into new cool gadgets. This law was much derided for its simply coming up with new ways for the average citizen to waste time and resources for personal pleasure. Gives you +20 happiness, -10% science on systems. So there are times in the game where you want to make your population happy because they're unhappy about something else. Maybe they're unhappy about war or taxes or whatever people become unhappy about. So you can enact laws like this to try and make them happier. New colony rule. Plus 25 happiness for 5 turns when acquiring a new colony, either by invasion or through completion of an outpost. That might be something we want to look at because we're building colonies. Right? We got one on the way. And we got another one possibility if we get that other race to join the empire. I think that counts as a colony as well. And then our final law possibility is lower fleet costs, minus 15% production cost per ship. We don't need that. We're not really building ships at the moment. So let's see if we can enact this new colony law. There's our timer. But yeah, we just enacted the law. That was pretty easy. Just a click of a button. I guess that, since we have the industrialists in power, that was an industrialist law. We have an industrialist for our hero. So we got all kinds of support in our government for industrialist type laws. So there you go. We've just enacted a new law. Haven't even got through all these buttons yet. So this little coin button is our trading and luxury. We don't have much going on there. We don't have a marketplace yet. Marketplace is someplace you can buy resources from other factions, buy ships, buy mercenary fleets, buy heroes if there are any heroes available in the marketplace. So it's just a way to, basically trade dust and trade resources for other things that you might need. Ooh. There's an inflation at the moment. Dust inflation times 1.5. I don't know what that is. Inflation is a small multiplier added to the dust expenditures. Inflation affects marketplace transactions, the cost of buyouts of ships, repairs, and ship upgrades. Inflation is based on the total amount of dust produced in the galaxy. The higher this total amount, the higher the inflation factor. So since it's only 1.5, I got to assume that there's not a lot of dust being produced at the moment. That's an interesting factor. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Maybe I just hadn't paid attention before. But that's an interesting way to control the market and control the economy. I'll have to keep an eye on that. And of course, here's the science tab. Here's the ship tab. Showed you that last episode when we built the Pioneer ship. Here's the hero tab. We can look at the different heroes that you've got. We only have the one, Mr. Dimitri. Then here is our quest log. So we only have the one quest currently, which is the Rebellion. We've scanned 2 of 10 curiosities. So we're on our way to completing that. And then finally, this one is the Diplomatic tab, but we haven't met any other playable races, any other factions. Major factions is what they call them. We haven't met any other major factions, so we got no diplomacy to worry about. All right. So there we go. There's our second episode in the books here. We've expanded our colonies a little bit. We've got some resources flowing to our home system. We've explored a little bit of this arm of the galaxy. There are 8 arms in this galaxy. So we've got a lot of exploring to do. And I guess we'll get to that in later episodes. So until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.